Hello and welcome to PhDear Diary. My name is Andy Salkeld and this is my video blog during my time doing a PhD at Leeds Beckett University in psychology. We are on episode 29, I believe, maybe 30, and it is the middle week of August, and not much has been happening because everyone is on holiday. If you've been following along recently, I've been kind of talking about this, and coming from the private sector, it's a very different kind of take on what business is like during August. Now, a lot of people go on holiday during August, but when it's an actual zero communication, no one responds to emails, you can't move anything forward. It's a very different kind of view, and it's a hard world to kind of adapt to. And I've been finding it increasingly hard because this is the time when I actively want to be out doing things and being kind of marketing, getting people interested, having them get involved and speaking to them. But everyone is on holiday, and that makes it very, very challenging. I also need to speak about funding availability and things like that, and I can't. So again, that is a bit of a challenge, but we are where we are, and I'm doing what I can do and trying to take a break in the downtime of it. So I've been having a bit of time thinking about where I am, and it's one of the things I always have to explain to people is that because I live with depression, anxiety, probably ADHD that's undiagnosed. Luckily, I am now signed up to potentially get a diagnosis from the NHS. But that's going to be a long way off due to wait times, etc. But because of that, I need to kind of plan in advance. I need to think about eventualities before they occur, so that if they occur, I can respond to them in a calm and collected manner rather than in an emotional outburst and so on. And again, one of the reasons I think I have ADHD is I do not respond to change significantly well. I have a peak of emotion, and then once I have adjusted, settle back in. But what it means, particularly in a situation like where I am now, I need to be thinking about the negative what ifs. What if no company signs up to be involved? Because that's where I am right now. But I can palm it off on it being holidays, no one being around, etc., etc. What if I do not receive funding or additional funding from the university to do the studies I want to do? Because if that's the case, then, is it worth doing? This is some of the rationale I've been going through, and it's not a positive rationale, but I think it's worthwhile sharing. I started this journey because I wanted to do something more. I wanted to try to share and learn and develop knowledge in an area that has been untouched, in an area that could provide more back and that could help people beyond beyond just a normal kind of bit of work, etc. I wanted to try to help people, help finance directors, help accountants, help just employees understand what is and what could be and why things and how things are affecting them in a way that they may not have considered before. And I did this in the hope and the belief that people would be engaging and that people would want this. And I'm in this kind of twofold position where if no one signs up and wants to be a part of this, then then am I really going to achieve what I wanted to do? which is try to help change businesses. And that hurts because at that point I'm not able to achieve my goal of wanting to help people. I'm instead just doing this for my own benefit, and that's not something I like doing anyway. I never like doing anything for just myself, so that's kind of where I got to. And similarly, if the university is not going to back me with whatever funding they have available beyond, and I'm living in a cost of living crisis where utility bills may be going up considerably, then is it worthwhile even doing this? Because I don't think I can afford it anymore, and I don't think I should at this state. And then I can recoup the fees going forward. I can do all those sorts of things to slowly progress things. And I can come back to this. I will keep all my knowledge. I'll transfer everything over onto my personal computers. I will make sure that I have all my accounts and everything set up so that I can come back to it. And maybe it's just that now is not the right time. The world is a pretty shitty place, and that is just the reality of things. So I'm having to kind of debate these things internally. Now, obviously, we're in August. Nothing is happening now, and I just have to accept where we are and what is, because nothing's going to change now. So I should just wait and then try again in September when people are back. So that's kind of where I am with things as it stands. I am due to do I'm going to do another couple of posts on LinkedIn this week and next week. I've lined up some networking events and some podcasts that could be useful, but largely I'm just trying to keep it quite quiet so that I can enjoy some time to myself. Now, that means there's not much more to talk about here, but I said I'd be going over some of my personal life, what's going on there. I went to the Leeds GT last weekend. I did a big video blog and write-up for it. I didn't expect I would, but I did. And it was really good fun. It was really enjoyable going out, playing something new, enjoying it. I met loads of people. Loads of people came and found me. I kind of lived a bit of a dream of mine when people came up and said, "Oh my God, it's the Spooky Sisters," and I was like, "That's really cool that that people know me beyond just kind of me and so on. Like something I've created exists, and people are aware of it all over the world, the UK, whatever, and that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's been enjoyable, and I've really enjoyed that. I performed as well as I was expected. As I wrote in the kind of blog that I put up, I've not been enjoying the game that much, and I think that's just a matter of fact with it and so on. And I can't change that, so I'm trying to enjoy what I can in the game. And it's very clear that none of my friends want to play against my sister's army. Fine, understandable. And it just leaves me with a bit of a sour taste. No one wants to play against me. Why am I doing these things? And so on. So that sucks. But at the same point, the actual game system itself has kind of broken because of changes to the secondary objectives. And yeah, so I performed as well as I expected. I enjoyed it. I got to spend 2 days with some of my best friends, which was just really good. and I'm kind of just slowly moving little bits forward here and there. It's been far too hot recently, and I've just not enjoyed painting or hobbying in the heat. Just don't enjoy it, frankly. So I'm trying to kind of get everything else ready so that when it cools down a bit, I can spend my time hobbying the way I want. I've also been, I've continued to go to the personal trainer and gym. That is where I'm going to go after I finish recording this and started uploading it, after I've cleaned the house. It is dirty right now, and that's not good. But yeah, I've really been enjoying being active and being kind of pushing myself physically. I found it really rewarding. I don't necessarily feel healthier or fitter, shall we say, but I just feel happier knowing that I am doing something that is pushing me and so on, which is a really nice place to be. And just trying to think. So most recent thing, I've been playing WoW or World of Warcraft again since Season 3 dropped. So that was 2 weeks ago it started, which was quite coincidental because it was in the middle of August when nothing else was happening. So I've been playing WoW a bit, and I said something on Wednesday night that I was very proud of myself for saying. So I left in the middle of a raid, and I just said, please excuse me, please replace me, or as soon as you found a replacement, put someone else in, etc. And I said to the officer, look, I have a bad habit of sacrificing myself and hurting myself to support other people. And I'm doing it again in this raid because I am not enjoying it. I'm very frustrated by players not playing optimally and frankly just not having done the research or mechanics or anything like that. And it is very, very frustrating. And every time I've done this in the past, my depression has worsened, and I'm not doing it anymore. And when I said that, I was like, I really have grown as a person. I really have learned to protect myself and to put my health and my happiness ahead of other people's and so on. Now, the big debate for me is, am I going to go back and play Dragonflight, which is a new expansion which comes out ahead of the end of the year? And I would like to. Like, I enjoy World of Warcraft, but what I have found is I have not enjoyed it as much when I cannot tank one of the 3 roles, tanking, healing, DPS. And the reason for that is I cannot hug into keys. And that is just something that I personally enjoy doing. I love being able to sign up and just play the content I like in the way I like it, at the pace I like it. I like just being able to go and be like, I'm going to do this now, and then I do it, and then I'm done, sort of thing. And I have missed that. So I'm fairly certain I am going to look at a different class to play, as much as I love Warlock, and I think Warlock is going to go in a positive direction, moving from Shadowlands into Dragonflight. I am not likely to stay on it because the state of pugging, particularly in Mythic Plus, is not great. If you are not one of the 2 crucial roles, well, one of, I would say, 3 crucial roles, maybe 4. First role is tank, second role is healer, third role is bloodlust, fourth role is combat res. And the one thing, they've made a very concerted effort to say that bloodlust should not be on tanks. Okay? However, I do think that combat res would also be good to be removed from tanking, so that it would encourage DPS combat reses to be present. Now, bear in mind, there are not many classes that can do it, and it can also be replaced by an engineering ability. So it's not great all round in those regards, but it is something to be aware of. But yeah, I'd like to go back to tanking. I really enjoyed it when I was playing it in Legion. I just felt I could do everything I wanted at the pace I wanted, and could just keep going. I made lots of friends. My online community just kind of popped, and it was something I was incredibly happy doing. Now, admittedly, at the time, I was going through a divorce, so it was a very good distraction from that, but it still felt good. So these are some of the internal thoughts that I'm going through about hobbies. And again, because I need to plan and think in advance, this is what I have to do, even though it's kind of 3 to 6 months away. But yeah, there isn't a huge amount going on right now. I just figured it's worthwhile keeping a bit of a deep dive, a check-in on my emotional state. I would say right now I am not happy in the PhD, but that is mostly not happy due to uncertainty. And I need to find that certainty, and I need to understand what is possible and so on. Because if it's not possible, then I'm just going to, then I am smart enough, mean enough, ugly enough, whatever word you want to use. I know when to cut my losses, and if there is no support from the communities I am part of, that's the professional communities, and if there's no support from the university, then I'm not going to double down and keep going. I'm just going to say, you know what, not now, and come back to it later. And yes, that will hurt. That will be a low point, but it is something that I need to embrace, because otherwise I could just be sat here being miserable for another 6 months, a year, 2 years, and still not receive any support. And that is just not something I'm going to do to myself. Not again. But yeah, that's where I am. This weekend is actually quite quiet. Nothing's happening this weekend. Well, I say nothing's happening. I'm going out to see the Dragon Ball superhero movie tonight with some friends, and then I'm going over to York to see another friend for lunch on Sunday. Outside of that, fairly quiet. I'll probably chill, watch some TV. I might try and get something 3D printed so that I can have a bit of a painting project tomorrow, maybe a commander or something like that. But yeah, it's very quiet. Next weekend, I am going to a RTT at Leodis, so I will probably be... well, I will be taking sisters. It's just what sisters I will be taking, etc. And then go from there. Anyway, thank you very much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. And I look forward to speaking to you in a week. Thank you very much.